going, guys? Welcome on back to the channel. We are out here on Spring Lake off of Pomona Park in the Fruitport. Just got the kayak out for the first time. Got some rain coming down right now. Throwing around at 13 fishing jabberjaw. Just trying to get closer to these seawalls where it's a little bit deeper but not terribly deep. I'm just kind of following the current a little bit. So 13 fishing jabberjaw and that bright red crawl. Got a couple of loopless tied on, some other combos. So just gonna throw this around for a bit. Not exactly sure how long I'm gonna keep fishing. Depends on how heavy this rain starts to come down. It's coming down pretty decent right now. Yeah, so I'm throwing this around for a little bit. Probably throw out a lipless crankbait. I do notice that this thing likes to pull to the right. I don't know if anybody else has this kayak and have this issue where it just wants to track to the right, even if you're just floating. So I'm having to kind of throw off to my side and behind me a little bit, trying to straighten out the bow. See if I can turn myself around a little bit. Just try to get straightened up with this. A bit difficult to try to fish at that angle. Throw it right up along these seawalls. Just pull it out into deeper water. I was wondering if I should drop my anchor down to slow this because I got the wind blowing right at me. It's kind of making me drift a little bit faster than I would like to. And there's some weeds. Yep, it's dropping that right along those seawalls because sometimes the bass they'll sit along seawalls like this when it's early spring because the seawalls actually heat up, so it kind of creates a little hot spot for them so they can warm up. And just getting into some weeds now. Might need to switch on over to a lipless. Must be in fairly shallow water right now. You can kind of see the bank coming off of it by those rocks. And just hooking into a bunch of junk. gonna go with a lipless crankbait. If I can get away from some of those weeds, I might switch back over to the jabberjaw. But for now, lipless, and I also have a jerkbait tied on to my spinning combo, so I might try that as well. So I got the Lose Mock Pro tied on with a 6 cents lipless crankbait, and I just got in some more weeds. Yeah, I'm coming across some weeds. Chunk over here. Well, I'd prefer to have been in Petty's Bayou today, but which is actually a couple miles that way. But Cat has a haircut appointment, so I'm just fishing right down the road from his appointment. So got about an hour. Not my favorite place in the world to fish, this section anyway. Usually don't have a whole ton of luck around this section of the lake. It's a boat launch, so there's a lot of traffic, and there's a creek that actually flows in here, and there's some springs that feed the lake, but I don't know. I prefer to be back in like some of the bayous and some of these coves. Looks like the rain's letting up a little bit. Man, weeds down there. Hopefully over by these docks aren't too bad. Weeds. Get me all excited. I think I'm getting bites. It's just weeds. I feel this thing spinning. I don't know if I'm just more weeds on it or what, but I can't even feel the vibration out of this thing. Huh. Yeah, so it's the first time I fished out a kayak in quite a few years. I had to sit inside before, and that made it a little bit difficult to use a bait casting. So I typically just use it for fishing bluegills or just go out and kayak. But Ah, crap, I'm on a snag. Oh, it's a good thing I'm in a kayak. Hopefully it's not going to be too big of a pain to get this thing off. Snag down. Oh, just a big old stick. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty shallow right here. There we go. And we got a guy cruising. This is a no wake zone. I know they don't have the signs up right now, but it's supposed to be a no wake zone. So we're going to see how this thing's going to take a bit of a wake. Hopefully it doesn't get too bad. So I'm actually going to pick this thing up and start paddling away from this seawall so I don't get hung up in it. So I learned that this is kind of shallow right now for the bass, so I might have to go out a little bit deeper. I should try going across the lake. See how that's looking over there. Definitely would not want to stand in this kayak. Do not feel it as stable as. It's not stable enough to be able to stand in it, so it'll stay seated. So you get some big old catfish, and they'll eat pretty much anything this time of year when they start spawning. So it's a pretty good time. I've had 3 rods out at once, and then all 3 going off at one time. It's pretty nutty. Just gonna try this little, you reel it a couple times, let it pause, it'll sink down a little bit. Just kind of give it some up and down motion, like a yo-yoing. I think this is what this is called. It's worked for me in the past, so. This is another kayaker. He's right on that wood line. I don't know if he's just fishing for panfish or what he's doing. It seems to be a little shallow right now. Another thing I target around this time of year is like docks like that, and that one's actually made of metal, so when the sun hits that, it's going to make a warm spot down into the water. So fish kind of tend to hug up against structures like that when they get warmed up. If the water is pretty cold, I'm not sure what the temp on the water is. Yeah, it's still fairly cold. It's probably pushing mid-50s, I would say. So it's still fairly cold. Process. Alright, just around on bottom. Move my oars some way. Jeez. Huh. Oh. It's not going to be big enough. The rope's too small, so. Alright, let's see if that'll help keep me in one spot. Well, skunked again. Yep. So I'm gonna leave you guys here. So you guys don't have to watch me paddle all the way back. So go ahead and if you guys like the content, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment down below, and I will be seeing you guys on the next video.